One of the many benefits of attending baseball games at Diethrick Park is you never know who you're likely to meet at the
that you shouldn't live in the past. It's dangerous. But to visit it is just a wonderful experience.
And he drills this one deep to right, going, it's a home run! The Mets win by a score of 3-2. The Mets win. Hit deep to right field by Carl Willie. It is gone, a grand slam home run. Center field is going to be a base hit. A base hit by Jimmy Qualls, and it breaks up the perfect game. 9:07 on September 24th, the Mets have won the championship of the Eastern Division of the National League. To get to Agee is going, and Agee takes it down to Gamble, he's coming. Here's the throw, and he is halfway. Deep to left, out of here. Gary Carter, a game-winning home run in the bottom of the 10th.
Swing and a miss. He got him with the fastball. 9th strikeout.
He struck him out. The Mets have won the World Series, and they're jamming and crowding all over Jesse Orasco. The dream has come true.
The history of New York Mets baseball. An amazing era.
Really disleveled at that point in time. Their farm system was kind of drained. They had finished last or next to last for 4 or 5 consecutive years. And I guess I just couldn't resist the opportunity to at least try to turn it around.
For a while, the magic was back at Shea, and there were even brief periods when the Mets made people believers again. Like the night Steve Henderson hit a dramatic game-winning homer in the 9th inning to stun the Giants, during a summer when the Mets played close to 500 ball before finally fading out of the race. Slowly but surely, the Mets were showing signs of making a comeback. Neil Allen completed 3 outstanding seasons and was recognized as one of the league's top relievers, while John Stearns made the All-Star team 2 more times.
Neil Patrick Allen was born January 24th, 1958 in Kansas City, Kansas. He was the Mets' ace reliever during the terrible days of the early 80s. He played from 1979 through 1983 with the Mets. Then he played with the St. Louis Cardinals, having been traded for Keith Hernandez. Then played with the New York Yankees and also the Chicago White Sox. He ended his career in 1989 with the Cleveland Indians. Neil was principally known for his terrific abilities as a relief pitcher. He's also one of the few players to have played for both the New York Mets and the New York Yankees.
But at the same time, it was a lot of fun because I had my kids in New York, and I enjoyed spending, 8 of almost my 12 years were in New York in the major leagues. So I enjoyed it very, very much. It's a place for people who aren't real sensitive, put it that way. Right. If you're sensitive and you're thin-skinned, New York's not the place for you. But I just happen to enjoy it. It took an awful lot to rattle me. I feel that I had a kind of a different disposition where you couldn't really get under my skin. Mm-hmm. And I enjoyed it very much there. The people treated me really good there. A lot of people don't feel that way. But I was just one of the fortunate ones that happened to really love playing in New York, and I enjoyed it there.
Well, you got to tell us quickly about this story of you striking yourself out because you were the only guy in the history of baseball that's done that. Now, how is that possible?
Well, I was with the New York Mets, and I got traded to the St. Louis Cardinals, and at the time of the trade, there was a rain delay game against St. Louis that had to be continued. Well, I was the hitter. I had 2 strikes against me at that time. The trade was made, the rain delay came, and so the next time we faced the St. Louis Cardinals, it was a continuation game. Well, the guy that came up and hit for me, I believe the count was like 1-2, he struck out. So Neil Allen gets the credit for the strikeout, and so there I am. I struck myself out. So that's basically how the story kind of has. It's not a record I really care about having, but I got it.
But you got it. I heard you say earlier you're still waiting for that '86 ring, right?
Well, yeah. You know, I keep asking Fred Wilpon and some of the New York Mets upper brass people there. When I go to Brooklyn to play against them, where my '86 World Championship ring is, and they kind of look at me funny, and I go, hey, wait a minute, I got you one of the best first basemen in baseball. And I said, this guy helped me win a World Series. I said, you couldn't have got him without me, so where's my ring? So, of course, they laugh it off, and we keep moving on, but I always make it a point to bring it up to him.
For the record, on June 15th, 1983, arguably the best trade the Mets ever made occurred. Keith Hernandez, here seen on the left, came to the New York Mets from St. Louis for Neil Allen on the right.